and a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Lip really loves wrestling. He likes to talk about it too. If you like to watch wrestling like he do, come and join us on the wrestling show. On the wrestling show. On the wrestling show. Oh, 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 baby.
Well, Bo. Well, Bo. Welcome to the wrestling show. I'm your most fickle host, Lip Hazlewood, and this is a very cynical look back at the latest episode of Representing the WWE. And live from the, of course, the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, it's the NXT air date, July the 11th. July the 11th, 2023. That's right. All that jive as well. Now, of course, this episode is The Road to the Great American Bash. Now, before we dive into this episode, just a quick shout out to the non-competitors of the show. That's right. First and foremost, we haven't seen him around in a while, but a quick shout out to him anyways. He represents the man who makes the authority figure of the NXT, and he is Shawn Michaels. That's right. Theme music and all. You must have theme music. Anyways, with that, we go backstage with all our getting all the backstage scoops and what's that? Pre-match interviews. We got ourselves our very own Mackenzie Mitchell, and of course, heading towards the ring with their ring announcer, letting us know who's fighting and who wins and loses, the results of such fights. We got ourselves a little Alicia Taylor. And last, but certainly not least, we bring to you the commentary crew, the play-by-play guys, the hosts, and I even call them the narrators of the whole damn show. They're the team of the two-time Hall of Famer, and Hottie Biscotti, give me a cup. Now, it is what I want it to be. It's Booker T. And backing up Booker T, he is the voice of reason, usually. And it is Biscotti is a biscuit and a tippy-top commentator. It's Vic Joseph. Now, without any further ado-dos, it's time to start the show with the little interlude.
The wrestling show, baby.
Yes. So, this is a big show today because we got ourselves now Carmelo, Hayze, and Trick Williams have been having a little bit of a feud, been calling out the members of, what's that? Judgment Day. So today is Judgment Day of NXT. So we got ourselves, of course, Finn Balor, Rhea Ripley, Damien Priest, and Dominic Mysterio. Dirty Dom, done dirty. In the ring there. And basically, now Damien Priest's got the Money in the Bank briefcase. Signore, Money in the Banco. Now they can go anywhere they want now because he can challenge anybody for the World Championship gold. So right now we got ourselves people who brought them here in the first place. Challenge them is Carmelo, Hayze, and Trick Williams. It basically comes down to this. Comes down to all the jaw jack and whatnot. Comes down to this. Carmelo Hayze with a challenge. A challenge. I'll challenge the Judgment Day to a match tonight. And of course it's accepted. It's going to be a big tag team match. And it's going to be your main event match of the night. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Lots of fun. I tell you what. If anything, it's going to be lots of fun. And speaking of fun, we got ourselves quite the opposite. What's going to happen with Toni D'Angelo? Now we got ourselves Mackenzie Mitchell with, Toni D'Angelo has some spare time from being incarcerated. So he's taking his time to call Mackenzie Mitchell. And the whole thing is like, oh, so you got a match so there's a match coming up that determines your fate. So this is so ridiculous. So they're daring to everybody. It's like, yeah, this is the fate where now if chanting Stacks Lorenzo wins the match, he wins the match, that means someone's not going to be testifying in the trial against Toni D'Angelo. So Toni D'Angelo there wouldn't be enough evidence against Toni D'Angelo, so Toni D'Angelo would be set free. But if chanting Stacks Lorenzo loses the match, why, someone's going to have to testify against Toni D'Angelo, which would put Toni D'Angelo away for life. For some, I don't know what. So that makes no sense. Now, they all know this, so they just can't say, oh, my goodness, now, chanting Stacks Lorenzo, he has to testify. There's so many holes in this little storyline here. It's like Swiss cheese. It's like Swiss cheese. Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, apparently if chanting Stacks Lorenzo also wins, he gets their team, the D'Angelo family, an opportunity at the tag team titles against Galas. And the thing is, chanting Stacks Lorenzo's got a fight against, Joe Coffie, the leader of the Little Big Man Syndrome, a brigade. Anyway, so yeah, the question is, do you have faith in chanting Stacks Lorenzo? And the question is, do you think he's going to win? And can you trust chanting Stacks Lorenzo to pull through? And Toni D'Angelo like, I don't know. Actually, that's chanting Lorenzo's voice. Anyways, regardless, it's just what's to come soon, I suppose. Yes, anyways, so now next up we go with Gigi Dolan. And she has got a thing against Kelani James now. They have a feud. And it's about this. Gigi Dolan, she says she puts her, what's that? She puts her demons out on Front Street. Her demons are out on a Front Street. I suppose that's, she wears her, demons on her sleeve, her emotions on her sleeves. So she's out there for everyone to see. But however, Kelani James, she does what every professional does. She takes her emotions, she gobbles it, she balls it up and pushes it down, deep down in her soul. So yeah, now I guess it's all about HGD TV. Gigi Dolan TV. Now, I wonder what the H is part. Regardless. One day they're going to come to fighting. And so now we go to, I guess, Kelani James seen the whole thing. And all the people are like, oh boy, you're in big trouble. And Kelani James like, that's not me anymore. Because she poured the paint. And it was like the other week. The other week where Kelani James poured paint all over Gigi Dolan. And I can't wait till Gigi gets back in the ring there. Is she going to be wearing New York Mets colors? The New York Mets. Blue and orange, I believe. Blue and orange. Mets blue and Mets orange. I believe so. Because I was colored up. Regardless. Moving on. We go to our next big match, which is our first big match. And it's a tag team match. It is Chase U. That's right. The current members and the stable members and versus former members, I guess, maybe. They're step-in trainers of it's Under Chase, Duke Hudson of Chase U, with Thea Hale at their side, versus the professional wrestlers of Charlie Dempsey and Drew Gulak. I had to say that twice because he's a professional wrestler. So now, while Andre Chase and Duke Hudson are sitting in the ring there. They've been called in the ring first. And Charlie Dempsey, Duke Hudson, Charlie Dempsey and Drew Gulak go to the ring there. And then they're attacked before they can get into the ring. How about that? Now this match, however, was about 11 minutes in length from the beginning attack. 10 and a half, not including the attack. It's true. So they get it finally back in the ring. They get back in the ring there. Now, this is showcasing a lot of Chase U. This is basically Chase U, a demonstration. It was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Match of the night? No, it was a lot of fun. Match was fun. It was a fun match, and there was a lot of fun happening in the NXT tonight. So, Duke Hudson, he comes up with a move. A hurricanrana. A hurricanrana. That's right. Right on Drew Gulak. It's a recipient of that. Also, like basically a Falcon's arrow almost. Right off the top rope almost, because he goes on the second rope. He jumps off there with Mr. Drew Gulak again, slamming him down to the rope. It's pretty fun. A lot of fun stuff. Now, this whole tag team match in the beginning, these are all NXT competitors. So this is the tag ropes were used. It was very clean. Now, obviously, with all regular NXT matches, your typical NXT matches, there's going to be some bending of the rules. Bending of the rules. And they did this. They both had a double team in the ring there. When the tag, you get two people advantage for a little bit. Both teams did that for a little bit. So they had all four people in the ring. It was really cleverly done, but it was done legally. So they did all four. They all beat each other up there. More or less. Chase U, Andre Chase, Duke Hudson beat the holy hell out of Charlie Dempsey and Drew Gulak. And finish off the punches to the face and the you Chase you. It's true. Even they got to a point where Andre Chase was stomping down Charlie Dempsey with the Chase U stomp. It's true. And then goes off the top rope with the Andre Chase. Now Andre Chase showcasing off what he can do. Now I would like to see something with Andre Chase. He has no growth. Personal growth in the wrestling business, his ring gear is exactly the same as his outside gear. He's wearing these slacks. He's wearing a button-up shirt, and over top of that is a sweater. And sneakers, Nike sneakers. So he's dressed up like he's ready to go to the library in the autumn. So either he's just not professional, or he's just ready to fight 100% of the time. That's, I would just like to see Andre Chase have some ring gear that represents who Andre Chase is, rather than just wearing street clothes. Hey, this is what I'm like. I'm like Hillbilly Jim. Like, he wears those, Anyways, regardless with my complaining. Enough with my complaining about Andre Chase. He goes off the top with a massive high cross body press. Smashes down on Drew Dempsey. Or Charlie Dempsey. I'm mixing the two up. Charlie Dempsey. And, of course, goes to the pin, but Drew Gulak comes in, breaks up the pin. Breaks up the pin! Now, I believe this comes to the end sequence here. And it gets really confusing, the end part of the match, which is really ridiculous. The referee really is retarded. Either that or he's just nearsighted. You can only see things so close. So close. Because after Drew Gulak broke the pin, he slid outside the ring there. And then he gets into it with Thea Hale, who's giving him a mouthful. And they're giving each other mouthfuls. And then Charlie Dempsey comes over and gets the referee's attention, saying, "Oi, referee! You're not supposed to look there. We're supposed to be cheating right now. Turn your back. Watch me now. This is my English accent. I'm Charlie Dempsey. It's really terrible." But Charlie Dempsey says, "Hey, referee, over here." He literally grabs the referee, spins him around. It's like, it's like, ref, hey, things are happening inside the ring. There's happening outside the ring that you're not supposed to see. So the referee turns around into the ring there. And outside, whilst he turns around, Thea Hale jumps onto the ring, the steel steps, and then jumps onto, that's right, what's that, Drew Gulak. And with the Kimura lock right on Drew Gulak. Yeah. So she's got the Kimura lock on Drew Gulak outside the ring, while inside the ring it's Andre Chase beating up some Charlie Dempsey. He tags in some Duke Hudson. So there's basically 2-on-1 inside the ring there. The referee sees nothing that's going outside the ring. It's happening. This is quite a time now that's inside the ring there. So here we go. Charlie Dempsey gets set up to lose because Duke Hudson sets up Charlie Dempsey on his back. So they're back to back, and Duke Hudson lifts up Charlie Dempsey. Now, this finishing move is really kind of ridiculous because it's basically a flatliner. What's that? Andre Chase flips over the back of Duke Hudson, collects Charlie Dempsey, and finishes the flatliner onto the ground there. But it looks like the flatliner actually looks like he's doing a self uranagi. He's like, it looks like he's giving himself a uranagi. It's weird. Anyways, regardless, it was a fun match, a lot of fun. Duke Hudson finishing the pin, and it's over for Charlie Dempsey and Drew Gulak. What's next for the two? Are they still going to be a tag team, or is Charlie Dempsey going to figure, hey, I might as well do the right thing and join Chase U and ditch you and really, well, he already ruined his time with Chase U anyway, so I don't know. Regardless, moving on. We got ourselves Bron Breakker. He's got a words with for Ilja Dragunov for getting in his biz. And it's it comes down to this: Ilja Dragunov, he needs a fight Bron Breakker to get onto greater things. And Bron Breakker is like, you're not going to use me as a stepping stone. Basically comes down to that, Okay, moving on. We go backstage again with Robert Stone and Von Wagner. And Von Wagner with a huge breakthrough. Apparently, when he was a bebe, he had solid skull syndrome. So they had to break his skull in pieces and then put a steel plate in it for his skull. And all the kids made fun of him, treat him like a monster. Until now, he recognizes that maybe he is a monster. And now people recognize him as a monster and appreciate him for being a monster. Now he's just appreciating who he is. There we go. And appreciates Robert Stone for being an asshole, getting in this biz. Appreciates him standing up for himself, I suppose. A good handshake. And they're good friends once again. They're a good bromance. Okay, so next up we got our second match. It's, Cora Jade, the generation of Jade. And it's, we got ourselves Cora Jade with the, some music in the background. I just turned that on. Okay, anyway, so Cora Jade's fighting in the ring there with a newcomer. Her name is Kelani Jordan. And Kelani Jordan is, why? She's with Dana Brooke. And Dana Brooke, I'm not sure what she's doing there for. Maybe she's just, because I think Kelani is a huge talent. She's a huge talent in that ring there. She's got some huge potential. And I think her skills right now, it's already surpassed Dana Brooke. I don't think Dana Brooke can bring anything to the table. I mean, other than Dana Brooke's been in the business for many years, many years. And she was, in fact, the 24/7 champion. That was her high point of her career. And guess what? Santa Claus was also the 24/7 champion. So that says a lot about the 24/7 championship. A lot of people were that champion, Anyways, so with that said, we go to the ring. Now, what's going to happen in this match? Now, this was okay. This was 4 minutes, roughly 4 minutes, under 4 minutes. I'm being generous with the time. Now, this showed a lot in the match, a lot of give and take in the match. It could have been longer. I could have been happier, but it is what it is. It could have been shorter too, but thank goodness it wasn't. So, of course, Kelani, she has got his patent move. It's like the 619 arm drag. So she gives everybody arm. She goes for the 619. She comes out the other side and she arm drags the hell out of you. It's a quick, sneaky of a move. You know what? She might do that in every move, in every match, but she may not. But it's one slick move, I gotta say. Still fresh. Second time using it, second match. So anyways, they carry on. They go back and forth, and Cora Jade, she's got a patented move. She's basically, if you got breasts, she's gonna kick them off. She gets you involved, wrapped up in the ropes, and she drop kicks you right in your tits. Sayonara, boobies. It's true. She doesn't exactly say sayonara boobies, but she does drop kick the hell out of their. If you got breasts, she'll drop kick the hell out of them. I think she's really angry at them for some reason. So, anyways, we go on, and Kelani, she's got this move where she does this, I guess, a cartwheel. I guess it's a flashy move. It's cartwheel is the flashy part, and it's basically a Pele kick. And I guess once she gets this thing down, timing down, and the get her spatial awareness down properly, it could be a great move. It could be a really flashy looking move. So match carries on. She might have hit that. Now Kelani, she has this momentum going, so she goes for a springboard move. She goes for a springboard, but it's Cora Jade, a little bit faster. She falls in and she kicks the ropes from under her feet. Kelani drops hard on her back. And then, of course, Cora Jade scoops her up, finishes her off with the Cora DT. The CDT, the Cora DT. I coined that myself right now. It's ridiculous, but I called it that. With a DDT, Cora Jade finishes the match. Like in under 4 minutes. But after the match, that's when things get interesting. Cora Jade goes for her kendo stick. And I'm surprised. Cora Jade usually goes for her kendo stick during the match. It's like she wants to lose. So after the match, she grabs her kendo stick. Good old trusty kendo. And she tries to bash some, Kelani in the ring. She misses. Kelani dodges out of the way with her, lightning fast front roll skills. And then, oh my God, Dana Brooke comes in the ring there. She gets a little bit confused, you can tell. But then again, she jumps up and drop kicks, with her version of a drop kick. Cora Jade, and she grabs the stick and tries to get her with the stick there. Beat her with the stick. But Cora Jade leaves, escapes. What's she gonna do? How is she gonna get her stick back? Anyways, she runs away like a thief in the night. And they get ridiculed by, Kelani, and for all the others, it's, Dana Brooke also, belittling. Anyways, after that, we go backstage again with a little bit of Ilja Dragunov. Now, he's talking about, Bron Breakker. No, he just can't handle his wrath and fury. Or you know what? Because Ilja Dragunov, his intensities also can't be matched. It's unmatched. So looking forward to this big match, So yeah, it's so you can't get. So the match is tonight, so it's gonna be interesting. What's gonna happen? Ilja Dragunov versus Bron Breakker. Ilja's looking for because he feels this match here. If he beats Bron Breakker, he's next in line to the World Championship. He said he's going to be next. He's going to go for the gold next. Okay, so with that, we go backstage. And they're talking about the NXT Underground match, Damon Kemp versus Eddie Thorpe. And everybody's like, oh, that was a great match. It was a great match. Everybody in the back's like, oh, that's great. It was so impressive. And then, Dijak goes back there and says, what are you guys talking about, that one match? Pooh, I've been here for a while. I've had matches. I had matches. What about me? He cried. Listen, he cried. Okay, maybe he didn't. But he's not impressed with how everybody thinks is fantastic these days. That's right. Will Dijak put street justice on all these rookies back there? Anyways, we move on to our next match, which is Bron Breakker versus Ilja Dragunov. Now, this was about 14 and a half minutes. This was a barn burner. This was a knuckle duster. This was the match of the night. This was close to almost like, I gave it like almost a 5-star. This was incredible. Both these wrestlers are top tier wrestlers. Bron Breakker, when he wrestles, you respect him. He he demands respect. He commands respect. He commands respect. When he's in the ring there, you see, he's unstoppable. He looks great. Ilja Dragunov, he's a constant worker. He's a workhorse, period. So and so this two together. This match was back and forth, very hard, strong on each other. They're both pretty. I would say they're both pretty stiff. Dragunov can take a lot of punishment in that ring. He's been through a lot of. He's been through a war with, Gunther. It's true. That's true. So we have some moves here where, what's that? Bron Breakker. It's like a back body drop, but standing. He just picks him up and throws him like a back. It was very impressive. Very impressive feat of strength. They had a suplex combo also, which was pretty impressive, where Bron Breakker suplexes Dragunov outside the ring, but Dragunov doesn't release. They don't release, and Dragunov drags out Bron Breakker with a suplex of his own outside the ring. They land on a heap. It was pretty impressive. Everything they did was like, wow. A lot of holy shit moments. This was a very competitive match. Nail biter. A lot of back and forth. You can tell they're just bringing it. They're just bringing it. Now, there was a move here where Bron Breakker goes to the top rope. He has his top rope and he dives off top rope with the bulldog. But I guess no one gave Dragunov the memo. And, it looked kind of weird. It was like a drive-by for Bron Breakker. But Dragunov did end up selling the move. Anyways, we got a move here where Dragunov picks up Bron Breakker on the shoulders. Fireman's carry. And then with a massive, like a cartwheel senton, drives Bron Breakker right into the bottom turnbuckle. It was incredible. After that, coast to coast, because he just planted him there for a corner to corner drop kick. It was huge, and it didn't have the spot. It's the moment it needed. I don't think it's just like a throwaway move. It was huge, and So after that, it's a setup for the Torpedo Moscow. The Torpedo Moscow, hits Bron Breakker. But Bron kicks out of it. And Ilja goes to the top rope for another move. He goes for a forearm smash to the face, but apparently Bron Breakker stands up, and it comes down to a massive spear. But Ilja Dragunov turns things around again. He picks up Bron Breakker for a massive power bomb. A huge power bomb. Following the power bomb quickly, he does his dive, and he diving forearm to the face. He like dives, missionary style on you. Ha! The fist to the forearm to the face. After that, one more Torpedo Moscow to the back of the head this time. Just like so. Just like that, this match was over. At Great American Bash, Carmelo Hayze has his next opponent, and it's going to be, that's right, Ilja Dragunov, the bizarre one himself. No, I call him Bizarre, but he's bizarre. At least I don't know. He hasn't been really calling himself Bizarre lately. But anyways, Great American Bash. We're going to see. Will we see a new champion? I don't know. Or will Carmelo Hayze continue to solidify his legacy as being one of the greats of all time? So now next we go backstage. It's with it's Mackenzie Mitchell with Wesley talking about Great American Bash. He's going to be defending his title against Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali. Somehow he got in there. He beat Tyler Bate. Now I guess that made him #1 contender. So he's going to be talking about that. But here we go. We got ourselves Judgment Day. It's Rhea Ripley and Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom. Dominic Mysterio. And he said, Dominic's like, I accept your open challenge. It's like, Wesley's like, what open challenge? He's like, yeah, it's your open challenge you have every week. It's like, I don't really do that anymore. It's like, what, are you scared? Wesley's like, no, it just caused a lot of problems. It's like, well, I think you're scared. Wesley's like, well, sure, I guess we'll start it now. Dom's like, maybe next week I'll do it. I'll do it next week. So next week we're going to have Dominic Mysterio versus Wesley in a North American Championship match, where obviously Dominic will lose because at Great American Bash, it's going to be Wesley versus Mustafa Ali. Because what are the odds? Going to be Dominic Mysterio versus Mustafa Ali. Anyways, next up, we got a little bit of a vignette of Baron Corbin. Deep in thought, who is Baron Corbin? Who am I? After all, because what he thought Baron Corbin was, everything Baron Corbin was everything Twitter says he should be or shouldn't be. You look like an idiot, Corbin. You shouldn't wear that. You look stupid. I'll wear that because it makes you angry. It makes me a heel. So that's what his identity was. So now what is Baron Corbin's true identity? Who is Baron Corbin? And I've been saying this. He's going to come back as his younger brother, Ezekiel Corbin, coming soon at NXT. Okay, next up, we got ourselves a big match. A big match. It's is it a championship match? No, it's not a championship match. Number one contenders match, maybe. It's Tiffany Stratton, your current champion, versus what's left of Diamond Mine. All alone, Ivy Nile. Now, this match was very interesting indeed. Very interesting, as in not very good. Now, because Tiffany Stratton, she's pretty good. She's an all-right wrestler. She's not great, but she's getting there. She can wrestle. She's pretty good, you know. Ivy Nile, not very good. Not very good. I don't think so. She's a great cardio machine. She's great at CrossFit, but wrestling inside the ring there, not much. No. Now this match showed it all. Now there was a move here where I think it was supposed to be some sort of offensive move. This is what it looked like. Tiffany Stratton, she hits the ropes and she does a front bump, running front bump. So she does a front flip and she lands on her back. While she's going through the air, Ivy now grabs her legs, and then she gets thrown too, and then she ends up landing on top of Tiffany Stratton, which was really awkward. And she goes for a pin there. It's like, what happened there? Another time, it's looks like I guess possibly supposed to be a Hurricanrana, where it's Tiffany Stratton did all the work. It's like Tiffany Stratton working with a broomstick. So she picks her up, and then she spins her around, and she drops her back on her feet, and then she takes a front bump. It was, wow, what's going on? What is going on? Not very good. This match was also about, under 5 minutes. Being generous here. So we had the Tiffany Stratton, her patented, I call it the Tiffy Stomp. Going to the Tiffy Stomp, which is a double stomp onto the upper shoulders. Onto Ivy Nile. Now Ivy, she's got this one. She's, I guess, Julie's Creed has this move. It's the rolling, the cartwheeling, the senton, where he gets you on there and he cartwheels you. You know, a couple of people do that, but he was the last one to do it. No, Ivy Nile has a version to do it. Ivy Nile, she gets Tiffany Stratton onto her torture rack under her shoulders, and then she does a cartwheel. She does straight up cartwheel. She doesn't plant anything to anybody. It becomes like a bomb. So she does a. It's like, oh my gosh! I mean, wow! Commit to the move. Commit to the move. It's a driver, you know. So yeah, she cartwheels through it and lands on her feet. It's pretty sad. And then she follows through. She tries to go for the sliding elbow, just like the Creed brothers do, or used to do in the NXT. And who knows, they're probably going to still do it in another, division. So she goes for a thing, misses. Tiffany Stratton moves out of the way. You know, and then, you think it's over. Ivy Nile goes for a finishing move. She gets the Dragon Sleeper on Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany struggles out of it, drives Ivy Nile into the ring post, face first, whammo! Just like that. The ring post. And then, being stunned like that, Ivy Nile gets picked up in the shoulders like a fireman's carry, and then with a front bump, the front bump senton just crushes Ivy Nile, plants her down there for setting up for the prettiest moonsault ever. The prettiest moonsault it should be. The prettiest moonsault they call it, and it's also known as PMS, prettiest moonsault I don't know why they call it that. Kind of rude, actually. So, anyways, with the PMS prettiest moonsault, she puts it over, and this match was done in about under 5 minutes. Dunzo, and of course, during this whole thing, now the NXT audience, they got a small portion of the audience there in the Chase U t-shirts, and I think everybody in the Chase U section are NXT, talent. All part of the, newcomers, the trainees, such and such. So they're all in Chase U shirts, and they're all chanting, "You tapped out," to the whole thing to Tiffany Stratton. And Tiffany, I guess, takes the microphone, and she tries to argue with the whole fact that she didn't tap out, she won. And it's like the moderator, commentators. It's Big Joseph saying, "Yeah, she tapped out." But Booker T saying, "Yes, but no. If the referee did not see it, it did not happen." That likes everything. If the referee doesn't see a cheap shot, it didn't happen. Although NXT, they do have another referee to come in there and say, "Hey, that happened, and that cannot do." Which this should never happen, ever happen again. It should never have happened in the first place, where they have another referee to second guess another referee who's been in a match. Never should do that. Anyways, regardless, so she's got a thing on her mind of, Thea Hale on her mind, thinking that she lost actually to Thea Hale. And with that, we go backstage with Chase U, Andre Chase, Duke Hudson, and Thea Hale, congratulating her on being the uncrowned champion, because she did get Tiffany Stratton to tap out. To everybody, that doesn't matter. The person who does matter didn't see it, so it doesn't matter. But anyways, it comes down to this, a rematch. It'll be a rematch. So I think that's going to happen, and it's going to be good. And where's it going to happen? Great American Bash? Who knows? Who knows? It would be great to see Thea Hale become the champion. To push Chase U to the next level. I think Thea Hale can do it. She's got a lot of charisma, so much charisma. And she's got the willing to learn. Anyways, so now we can move on to Mackenzie Mitchell again with, she's talking to a little bit to Blair Davenport. Now, Blair, she's talking nothing but trash about, Roxanne Perez. Apparently, Roxanne is a little girl in the grown woman's world. And she's going to teach her a lesson about what a grown woman's going to do to a little girl. Yeah. Now, Roxanne is little in stature, and she does like wearing bows in her hair. But Roxanne Perez, in my mind, is truly is a prodigy. She knows how wrestling, like the back of her head. And she knows how to put a match together. She truly is an architect. Blair Davenport, however, she is a great wrestler too. She's got great skills, and she's got a good look. Good size and everything, skills and everything. She's got the package. So it's going to be a good match. So next up, we got ourselves this, representing the Angelo family. It's chanting Stacks Lorenzo. Stacks Lorenzo. Versus, representing the Gallus boys, it's Joe Coffie. Alongside the ring with him, alongside him is the rest of the Gallus boys, his brother, Marcus Coffie, and his tag team partner and fellow tag team champion, Wolfgang, ringside. So it's basically 3-on-1. Basically, it's a 3-on-1. There's a big mountain to climb for good old Stacks Lorenzo. Now, here's the thing. You would think that now, they said that, Stacks Lorenzo, I think he just wants to be the underboss. He doesn't want to be underboss. He wants to be the boss. And it's like, is there a deception in line? Is there a deception here going on? So this match I thought this, if there truly was deception, this would be like I think Diesel did that back days. Kevin Nash did it back in the NWO or like in the WCW, where you get poked in the chest and you fall down. They get pinned. I thought it's going to be like that. But at the beginning, it was Joe Coffie just crushing it, taking down Channing Stacks Lorenzo. It says, he says the words, it's like, it's time. It's time. And basically, it's He didn't say it, but it's time to take the throne. He says, time to take the throne. So Stacks Lorenzo, he's about to get up. He gets up, and then he gets met by a massive clothesline lariat. The best, I guess, Joe Coffie can muster. Joe Coffie, man. You know, the things I got to say about that dude. Anyways, regardless, we're not talking about his personality. Talking about the match. Now he goes for the clothesline. He goes for the pin. 1, 2. Oh my gosh. It's Chang Stacks Lorenzo kicks out of the thing. You know, kicks out. And it comes down to this, you know. Joe Coffie says, we had a deal. We had a deal. We had a business opportunity. And, well, Channing Stacks Lorenzo says, I ain't no snitch. I ain't no snitch, sucker.
Man, I ain't no snitch, see? Stacks Lorenzo ain't no snitch.
So then, during the match, we got ourselves a little bit of a conference call, a little call from Penitentiary itself. We got a call from, hey, it's Tony D'Angelo. Will you accept this call? Hey, go guys. So Tony D'Angelo calls from prison. You know, hey, this is the setup. It's a setup. You've been tricked. Operation Setup is a go. Let's go, Stacks. Let's go, Stacks. See. So yeah, oh my goodness. What's going to happen? Is Tony D'Angelo going to bring over some, I don't know, some people out there to help out? Now you might think so, because we do have some people show up to the ringside. And it's Bronco Nima and Lucian Price. They go to the ringside just to scope out the competition. Now they were there during the first match with Andre Chase and Charlie Dempsey and Drew Gulak. They were standing in the balcony area watching that. I mean, it was a non-show. I mean, it doesn't matter if they were there or not. But they're there. They're just there. And just like this, they showed up. Like, I'm thinking, oh, are they going to interfere somehow? Somehow take out, you know, Marcus Coffey and Wolfgang out of the picture. You know, they might scrap, saying, oh, we want to fight. And then they might take them out there, so it might be one-on-one, and the whole thing goes on. But no, they just leave. They leave. Nothing happens of that. You know, big whoop-de-doo. So inside the ring, it's, I guess, Joe Coffey's beating down on some, you know, Stacks Lorenzo. And then Stacks like, no more. He had enough. And he stands up for himself, and he starts beating up one-on-one there. And Stacks Lorenzo takes Joe Coffey. And then he gives him one hell of a back body drop. He throws him to the ring post, and Joe Coffey bounces off there in one backdrop. And then, here's the end sequence here. Stacks jumps outside the ring and meets Wolfgang. Wolfgang minding his own business out there. He did nothing. Did nothing to do anything. He was minding his own business, being a perfect gentleman, like Wolfgang is, a perfect gentleman. He goes out there and punches Wolfgang right in the face for zero reason. And then he climbs back to the ring there. Marcus Coffey, he's like, what's going on? He jumps on a ring apron and like, how dare you punch my tag team partner face like that? He did nothing to deserve that. So then with that, you know, Stacks pulls in, you know, Marcus into the ring there. And then the referee decides to take a look at Marcus, like, oh, you okay, Marcus? Like, he must have hit his head pretty bad because he was like unconscious in the ring there. And the referee's like having a conversation with him. But I think they're talking, you know, Marcus saying, hey, referee, come here. Do you know the recipe, good recipe for bubbles and squeak? Oh, I'm looking for one myself. While he's talking about such recipes, it's Stacks Lorenzo. He goes to the steps, and he does the Cora Jade. He picks out his weapon of choice, which is a flimsy crowbar, which is a prop crowbar. Or who knows, could be a real crowbar. This is how he used it. He swung it, and he swung it at the belly, at the weakest point of Joe Coffey's body. His belly. Hits him in the belly, and boom, goes down in a sack. Wolfgang gets into the ring there. He's like, what's going on? Get the hell! Oh! And then, the big thing, the big Eddie Guerrero moment, you'd say. It's Channing Lorenzo throws Wolfgang the crowbar. The referee turns around and sees both of them on the ground, you know. See Stacks and Joe Coffey on the ground. And he figures something's happened with the crowbar and Wolfgang, then throws Wolfgang out of the match. Get out of here, you son of a bitch. He just threw Wolfgang out. But Mark Coffey decided to go too. It's like, you throw him out, you're throwing me out too. And he escorts Wolfgang out to the ring there. He escorts Wolfgang out. Marcus Coffee escorts Wolfgang. Makes sure Wolfgang's out in the match there. Eventually, Channing Stacks Lorenzo puts down, Joe Coffie. And then with the mixture of the curb stomp and the Fameasser, in between those two moves, which is a knee to the back of the head. So the Stack Slicer. The Stack Slicer, that's a tone for me. A Channing Stacks Lorenzo with the Stack Slicer. The Stack Slicer, that's right. I don't know, probably never use it. I'm just saying these dumb terms for no reason at all. So speaking of no reason at all, we go backstage with a schism. All schism, Joe AC, the Dyads, Rip Fuller, Jagger Reed, and Ivy Avarain. And they got a bunch of people in these yellow masks, some of these recruits back there, the trainees, as pretending to be, Dyads. So then it's like, hey, yeah, you're the last one of the, the diamond mine. You're welcome to join the Dyads. We're growing and we're trying to get bigger. Like all cancers need to do. They just need to expand. So yeah, so they're looking for add one more. And you know what? Ivy Nile is without a home right now. Without a home. What's she going to do? What's Ivy Nile going to do? Try and go back with Tatum Paxley again? Tatum, I treated you poorly. Be my friend again. Let's start something new. Okay, we move on. Now we start off with interesting. Is Mackenzie Mitchell. She's out there. And she's talking to, what's that? Valentina Ferrose and Yulisa Leon. And, and then they're talking about something, this or that. I'm not sure exactly what they're talking about. But we got ourselves a little bit of Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo come in there, and they're like, oh, hey, Valentina and Yulisa are very, very beautiful. And they try to hit on them. It's like, you perverts! You disgusting pervert men! So, and they didn't really say that, but they're really disgusted with their trying to pick them up, really. So then we have Dragon Lee and Nathan Fraser come in there. Now this is the team here, I believe. Yulisa Leon, Valentina Ferrose, Dragon Lee, and Nathan Fraser. They're pretty much a team. They're a team without a name, But I think they're going to be officially have a name soon. So yeah, it's going to be something like this. I think there's going to be a tag team match. It's going to be obviously Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo versus Nathan Fraser and Dragon Lee, which is going to be a good match. Good match. It's going to be tough to see Angel and Humberto lose here. So now we go to our main event, tag team match, and this was a lot of fun. This is about 12 and a half minutes. It was a barn burner. It was a lot of fun. Now here's the thing. When it comes to tag team rules, now they do the best. Now Carmelo Hayze and Trick Williams, they use the tag ropes. They're clean. But, it's what's that? Judgment Day. They don't care about tag ropes. They really don't. They might use it like once or twice, but it's ridiculous. But hey, the referee doesn't care at all. Doesn't care if they use the ropes or not. So with that said, and it bothers me a lot, which makes it a legitimate tag team match to just a bunch of guys playing grab ass in the ring. But there's a lot of action. Even though there's a lot of who cares about the tag rope stuff. Now, during a commercial break, there was one real cool thing. It was like, I thought it was cool. It was Finn Balor playing homage to Booker T with the axe kick, with the scissor kick to the back of the head of Carmelo Hayze. And then after that, he does the 5-time. I thought he was going to do the spinner Rooney. But he didn't do the spinner Rooney. He did it, so he's going to start the spinner Rooney, but he didn't do the spinner Rooney. So yeah, he couldn't go through it. It's like, why even do it if you're not going to do the spinner Rooney? Would you not know how to do the spinner Rooney? But besides the spinner Rooney, they go on there. Finn Balor tries to finish off Carmelo Hayze with a massive drop kick to the corner. Goes up for the massive coup de grace. Misses the coup de grace. Carmelo Hayze turns things around a bit. He does a massive springboard move. A big massive springboard, clothesline. Now the match goes on still. Damien Priest ends up getting in the ring there and tries to end it with a massive inverted DDT to Carmelo Hayze. Now this is where it gets near the end part of the match, where after there's a pin attempt, Trick Williams comes and breaks it off. Jumps on Damien Priest. And then he goes and kicks Finn Balor in the face, and they go outside. Finn Balor, Damien Priest and Trick Williams. Trick then, he gets pulled outside the ring. Well, he gets pulled outside the ring, and he gets power bombed onto the commentating table, taking Trick Williams out of the match for the rest of the match. So then inside the match there, it's Carmelo Hayze. So Carmelo did try to turn things around, setting up, Damien Priest with a massive lung blower to the face, code breaker, recoil, what you want to call it. Smashes him good. Goes for his frog splash. Dominic Mysterio climbs up on the ropes there. Gets Carmelo Hayes' attention. Carmelo punches him off the ring there. And then when he turns around, he goes face to face. He gets punched in the face by Damien Priest. Now, however, it was just temporary. Carmelo Hayes turns things around, knocks down Damien Priest again. And then after that, we got, Dominic Mysterio jumping into the ring with a chair. The referee turns his back on the whole thing. He's like, oh, the chair, Dominic Mysterio. Oh, I've got to do something here. He's really focusing his attention on Dominic Mysterio. And, while he's explained what's right and wrong with chairs to Dominic Mysterio, inside the ring, outside there, on the other side of the ring, we have Rhea Ripley throwing in the Money in a Bank briefcase to, Damien Priest to do the unthinkable things to Carmelo Hayze. Now, while that's happening, we got ourselves Ilja Dragunov running to the ring. And while, Damien Priest gets that briefcase, winds it backwards for a smash. Damien smash! It's Dragunov goes up to the ring apron there and grabs the briefcase out of his hands. And while that's happening, Carmelo Hayze decides to go do a running attack on Damien Priest, I guess. So he runs attack, Damien Priest moves out of the way, and he runs face first and gets the briefcase. The same briefcase Ilja Dragunov tried to take away from being him hit on his face, used against Carmelo Hayze. It gets used anyways. After that, Damien Priest with the South of Heaven chokeslam. Finn Balor goes to the top rope with the coup de grace, finishing the match. 1, 2, and 3. It is over for the, the Trick Mello game. It's done. They're over. And it's about 12 to half minutes. This was a good, fun match. Good, fun match. Now, like I say, every now and then the tag ropes were used on the Judgment Day side, but very infrequently. But yeah, they go out with a big victory. Carmelo Hayze loses again. But it doesn't mean anything. They're just nonsense matches. Anyways, that ends it for this week's episode of NXT. Now, if you are listening on podcast, we'll be right back with some SmackDown. But if you're on YouTube, we will be back with another episode of SmackDown later on for another episode. So, like I say, we'll be back for you podcasters right after this.